Okay, so let's move on to our next story. And our next story, so as we would, did, and it was a very short stream, but I did a stream about the eighth episode, All You Would Need, last night. And so we finally got the appearance. So the very first trailer of the last when the Last of Us came out, I watched it a couple times as everybody did, and I went, is that Troy Baker? And it was. So Troy Baker is a he was in finally in last night's episode, the eighth one. So um, this comes from Variety, and basically it's talking about how uh, his role in passing the baton on to Pedro Pascal. So Troy Baker has been in the center of the Last of Us universe for a decade. The esteemed voice actor originated the role of the grisly survivalist Joel Miller in the 2013 game and its sequel in 2020. While HBO's series adaptation was announced, Baker did not expect to be a part of it. If there's a role for me, then I would be happy. But if not, I was completely content just to be an observer for this one, he says. Luckily, co-showrunner Neil Druckmann, who is also the co-creator of the game, had a role for him in mind. Baker navigates episode 8 while we are in need as James, the right-hand man of the cannibalistic cult leader David, played by Scott Shepard. Speaking to Variety on the episode's premiere, Baker broke down how he felt about Pedro Pascal's performance as Joel and what it was like to assume a new role. So this piece is an interview they did with him. But let me just go back to what it was. Um, I love the episode. It just whenever you think this show can't get any better, it does. It just does, and it amazes me how they've been able to do it time after time after time. Um, just an, I so having played the game, having played and beat both games, I knew what was going to happen. But it's still one of those things where it's a very interesting dynamic. Um, so in the interview, basically goes on and asks about his role as a cannibal. He thought he was going to be a clicker, you know, and he thought, he was going to have a little. He didn't think it was going to be a speaking part. I loved, James and everything else. Um, I'm really curious to see in the finale this upcoming week if we see him or what happens or how it happens or whatnot. But it was a really good. Um, he did amazing for the small part he had, and what he said essentially in the article is he wanted to challenge himself because you know people wanted to, he wanted to bring a different kind of person to the role. Um, and he has a moral compass, and he has this moral um he has a morality. uh I won't say he has a, what's the word am I trying to say, conflict. He has a conflict with morality, right? Because on the one hand he wants to please David, okay, who is um who is the leader, and he's, an evil guy. But on the other hand, he's also realizing that, hey, I'm not, there's a spoilers now. This is going to go into a spoiler territory for everybody. But, he's going to shoot up, you know, he finds her, Ellie, and he doesn't shoot her, but he shoots the horse, right? Because he didn't want to kill her. And then when he walks over and he's, gets the bullet out of the chamber and he's about to shoot her, and David walks over and says, "Don't shoot the girl." And so basically hunting her, he says, "This is another mouth to feed. We've got our own problems." And David was like, you know, "We're going to save her because she is, another human being like us." It was very interesting to see the dynamic. I'm very curious to see where they go in the finale. I thought he did a phenomenal job, though. It was well done. It was interesting, and I mean that end, the end that he met when he got that cleaver to the neck. Um, wow, and they know how to do violence, and it was quick, it was swift, and it was the end of him. So, um, I liked the episode last night. I'm really interested in seeing what they do for the finale, um, and I can't wait. But yeah, Troy Baker finally made an appearance last night. He did a great job, and I think that he'll continue whatever he does. He's going to continue to do great work, and yeah. So we'll see what happens next week. And I'll have a little schedule. We'll talk about that later on, before the end of the show, and see what happens there. What did you guys think about Troy Baker's performance? Did you like it? Did you wish he was in it more? Um, do you think he was a better Joel than Pedro is right now? Um, so are you going to watch the finale? You know. Anyways, leave me your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll get back to everybody.